And I just want people to understand that, you know, the effort you put into your bodybuilding and your physique, you need to put that same effort into outside activities. And I've always said to people, if you spent as much time building a business as you did getting ready for a bodybuilding contest, you would probably have an incredibly successful business, and it would be a life-changing event. And I know it's a sport you love, and I know it's something that, you know, we love, and we do it for fun, and we do it because it's our enjoyment, but you know, the thing is, you got to really sit back and understand that, you know, life's short. You got to do all you can while you can, and when you're 40, 50 years old, you know, you can't always go out and build a business and become successful. You know, you got to do it when you're young. That's the most important time. You know, bodybuilding is a 24-hour-a-day job. You got to cook your meals. You got to eat your meals. You got to go to the gym. You got to do cardio. You know, it's 24 hours a day that you're putting into this. When you get ready for a show, you put so much into that contest, into that $5 trophy. And I'm not knocking it because I did it. And I'm just saying that that's great, but you got to understand there's other things, you know. Put that effort towards other things also and be successful. You got to be diverse in every area. You know, put a certain amount of time in that, put time and energy in other things, and basically be a 5%er, well-rounded and diverse in your entire life. That's my message to you today. Good luck. Good? Yeah.
I cannot stress this enough. The more you put into anything in life, the more you're going to get out. Now, for whatever reason, people understand this. And they understand that the more you put into building a business, the more you're going to get out of it. The more hours you spend working on anything, the more you are going to get out. Work pays. Now, for whatever reason, when it comes to bodybuilding, and only bodybuilding, everybody has this mentality that you can do too much.
So, the lesson learned, people, is be nice to everyone. You know, no matter what they look like, no matter how they're dressed, no matter, you know, it doesn't matter. Treat everyone equally, and, you know, be nice to everyone. There's no reason to ever be unfriendly to anyone, no matter how they look, how they act, how they walk, how they talk. You know, never judge a book by its cover, and, you know, lesson learned. And I hope you guys learned something from this story, and, you know, I hope that, you know, you guys more than likely, hopefully already know this information and already are aware of this. But for the ones that aren't, very important. Be nice to everyone, treat everyone equally. And anyway, I'm out.
News about bodybuilder Rich Piana. He had had a medical emergency, collapsed, was in a medically induced coma, has been since then, and then this morning we found out he passed away. So, I mean, this was a shocking story when it happened. This was while I was on vacation, but you guys said it just got so much attention because he was a beloved guy in the sport.
Here's the deal. Rich Piana was one of the biggest stars in bodybuilding, and not just because he had a crazy big physique, but also he was controversial. He openly talked about using steroids and believed that you could use them in a way where you wouldn't overdose and die from them. The irony of that whole situation is when he had his medical emergency earlier this month, cops went to his home in Florida. He was getting a haircut at the time, and when they were looking around the home to see like what had caused this thing, they found 20 vials of steroids, white powder crushed up, and I guarantee you they're looking into seeing if these steroids had a direct correlation to why he had this medical emergency.
And you know, all signs point to there's a connection.
Yeah.
I mean, steroids are dangerous.